Hey, boys and girls, welcome back to Stories with Sally. I'm very excited about the story I have for you today. Today, I'm going to be reading you a story about the Atlantic Ocean. Who doesn't love the ocean? Who doesn't love the beach? Most likely, if you've been to the beach and you've decided to go swimming in the ocean, it was probably in the Atlantic Ocean for those of you who live in the Carolinas or in Georgia, so on the East Coast. So most of you have probably actually been swimming in the Atlantic Ocean, which is really neat. Now, I have to tell you a little story before I begin this story. When I decided to read this for Stories with Sally for the read aloud, I reread it because I've read it many times over the years, and I thought, this really seems like a nonfiction book because it gives so many facts about the Atlantic Ocean. But then I started asking some other teachers if they thought this book was fiction or nonfiction, and they all said fiction. And a couple even said maybe both, fiction and nonfiction. So you know what I did? I got in touch with one of my good friends. Her name is Miss Rhodes, and she's a librarian. And she was a librarian at the school where I taught first and second grade for many years. And oh, she is very smart and knows a lot about books. And so I asked her, I said, please explain to me why this is a fiction book because it gives us so many good facts about the Atlantic Ocean. And she said that it has to do with the way the book is told. So this story is told by the Atlantic Ocean. And we know that oceans can't really talk and tell stories. So that's what makes it fiction. But it also gives us really, really interesting facts about the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, let's begin. Atlantic by G. Brian Karras, and he is the author and the illustrator. There we have the title page. And then the copyright page. I am the Atlantic Ocean. I begin where the land runs out at the end of yards and streets and hills. I am the blue water at the beach, the waves, mist and storms. That salty smell is me too. I stretch from the icy poles north and south. I rub shoulders with North America and bump into Africa. I slosh around South America and crash into Europe. But I don't end there. The Pacific and Indian, Arctic and Antarctic are my relatives. We are one big family. My water doesn't stay in just one place. It travels from continent to continent. So that iceberg floating past someone's window one day will sometime find itself lapping at your toes on a warm, sandy beach. My fingers stretch out, bays and inlets reach far into the land. Gulfs, seas, sounds, and channels lead to me and into me. They are me. I am here day and night, heaving, raging, lying still, scraping away at some land and putting it someplace else. Bit by bit, my shape changes, as it has for ages, sometimes growing, sometimes shrinking, never staying still. The sun, so many millions of miles away, heats my water, which turns into clouds and storms that rain into me, and it starts all over again. The moon, so far out in space, pulls at me and then lets go. So my tides go in and out, ebb and flood. First, I was discovered, even though I was here first, and then conquered by men in big ships who named me. I've been crossed and probed, charted, studied, dirtied. Fishermen know me. They know my oyster beds and seek out my schools of fish with hooks and nets, long lines and traps. Artists paint pictures of me with cerulean, cobalt, and ultramarine, and poets know me with their beautiful words. The dancing shadow of your airplane skips over wave, with dolphins who sing and race, with skates and whales and fish that fly. Seagulls sing to me. Sand and pebbles rattle and clatter a chorus as I rush in and pull away. My words crash and whisper in your ear. Don't forget, I am here. I am the Atlantic Ocean. Okay, now boys and girls, this is so exciting because at the end of this story, there is a page that gives us more information about the Atlantic Ocean. It gives us more facts about the Atlantic Ocean, and I am going to read those to you. Some things about me. I am not the Earth's largest ocean. That's the Pacific. But I have many miles of shoreline because of my inlets, bays, gulfs, seas, sounds, and channels. Some people think of all the Earth's oceans as one, the world or global ocean. If you were to empty me of all my water, you would find deep trenches. The Puerto Rico Trench is 8,648 meters deep. You could fit Mount Everest in the Puerto Rico Trench, and only a little bit would stick up. Wide basins in the Earth's longest mountain range, the Mid-Atlantic Ridge. I move about in giant currents like the Gulf Stream and the Brazil and North Atlantic currents, bringing warm weather to Ireland and dry winds to Africa. I have been around for ages. Though I am from millions and millions of years of rain, I am the Earth's youngest ocean. In the beginning, the Earth had one ocean, the Panthalassa. I continue to grow, a couple of inches wider each year. What will I look like 200 million years from now? I don't know. But for as old as I am, and as strong as I can be, I am in danger. What doesn't belong in my water are chemical and people waste, oil and garbage. Please treat me with respect. And you know what? We have a responsibility to help the ocean by making sure that we don't get any trash or garbage in the ocean. Make sure that goes in a trash can and not into the water in the ocean. That's important to remember. Now, I do have a little takeaway for you. So what I would like you to do this week is somewhere in that story about the Atlantic Ocean, there was a page that named all of the oceans on Earth. And I want you to try to figure out, number one, how many oceans there are, and then make a list of the names of the oceans. That's something really good to know. The other thing that I think might be fun to do is to write a fiction story about the beach, about a time that you went swimming in the Atlantic Ocean or you put your feet in the Atlantic Ocean while you were taking a walk. So you have two different assignments this week. The first one, you are going to make a list of the names of the oceans, and you're going to write down how many oceans there are on Earth. And then you're going to write a little story about the ocean. I hope you enjoyed another story, another read aloud. Please remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Stories with Sally, and I look forward to seeing you next time. Thank you.